No. I'm not saying the situation is fake, but I'm saying they're full of shit. I believe the
Yes.
situation
It's
is real,
it's definitely giving storyline now.
but
I
they full of
see
shit.
Chase. You was right. It's been a long time, but
Because
what's up, everybody? Chase, shake it in. What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We're here for Married to Medicine. We got a full panel. I don't think we had one all season. Actually, I
We
don't
have
think
had a
we
couple, I think, right?
have. We all four of us
I
has
think
been here
this
the
is just
whole
the
season.
second one,
Second.
just
Oh,
once.
Okay, well, you know
This is
what?
the
I'm
second
glad
time.
everybody here. Chase is here, child. So you know it's gonna be some teas, cause you know, and he said he ain't drinking today, so I don't know, maybe boring. But welcome back
I
again for
like
Married to
drunk Chase,
Medicine.
child. We
I
need
do
drunk
like drunk
Chase.
Chase better actually, but it's okay, child. We'll take sober heavenly.
Right.
We're gonna talk about Married to Medicine, the reunion part one, part two, part three, because it just wasn't given to break it up. I mean, y'all watched it, we all watched it, and at this point, we're gonna squeeze it all in because they took up too much of my time. I'm not about to give them any more. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Okay.
But welcome back, Sammy. I know you was here for Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, sorry, Real Housewives of Potomac. We just talked about that. Antonio, you was just on the panel, so this is double time for you. And then Chase, welcome back again. Y'all ready to get into it?
Tony doing overtime.
Antonio doing overtime, child. I gotta get him. I gotta get.
Overtime.
Okay, I gotta add him on the payroll for real. And before we get started, make sure you like this video. Go down below the video, of course, hit the thumbs up if you like the video. If you don't like the video, then still like the video because it's 2021 and we don't want haters. So, with that being said, part one. Now, part one I felt like was the most dramatic part in terms of drama. I'll say like what actually happened in the season. We got Anila and Toya. We had Quad and Toya. We had Heavenly and Toya. We had everybody versus Toya. Let's just say that's what that was about.
Yeah.
So I want to speak to Anila. How would we rate Anila's performance now? From beginning to now at the end of the season, what do we really think about Anila? And should she return next season? Did she hold up her weight? Starting with Shay, she go first.
I still don't see it for base model Mariah. Off brand Mariah. We don't want it. I'm not here for it. I don't care that her husband came and tried to save her job. He did
He
an
did.
amazing job. Maybe
He
he
did.
should be. Maybe he should hold a peach. You know what I'm saying? He's an amazing cast member, but she is not. I'm not here for her and her black scent. I will never forget that. I don't like her. I don't see it. I don't think that she's a good fit. I give her performance a 4. I think that she has never hit a mark, and that's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it,
Is
and
this
I
a
ain't
four
changing
out
on
of
that.
five, or is it like a four out of what is
Out of 10,
Ooh.
it?
and I'm being nice.
Okay, Sammy.
I felt like she was starting off strong, but somewhere along the line, she just declined. Like she was no longer interesting to watch to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see any value in bringing her back. Like Chase said, her husband, this last part of the reunion, he was the highlight of her entire season. That then what quick 30 seconds or so he had when referring to the situation with Scott. I think she held her own. I guess you could say coming into this group with all of them who have already established relationships and they have all those strong personalities. But she really didn't give me anything to say. Hey, bring her back. She was just there.
Yeah.
We got, in my opinion, we got more from Kari and Lisa than we did from Anita.
That's very true.
Mm.
That's very true. Antonio.
I definitely agree with Sammy. I liked Anila coming in because I wanted to give her a chance and see what she was about. I
Mm-hmm.
do think she started off strong, but I think she allowed the camera time and her actually being a cast member kind of go to her head. So she started doing things I felt that she wouldn't normally do. Like when she stormed out of the when Tori was trying to talk to her, just extra dramatic stuff like that. That it's like, girl, you ain't even really about that. Go on somewhere and sit your ass down. I also do not feel like she needs to come back next season. Yeah, I feel like hell they should keep swapping that role out. If they're not going to bring Mariah back, keep swapping that out until they find another another good fit rather. And yeah, that's it. That is it. Bye, Neela.
Anybody got a
Bye.
comment on the situation with so Toya and Anila both brought receipts, showing that, I guess, about paying the stylist. Now that what it came to be was that Toya was saying she didn't pay on time
on time.
Right.
versus
And she
paying it
did.
all. I thought it was, paying it all, but apparently it was on time. And so,
It was on
like,
time.
they both bought receipts, but in this moment, Toya was kind of, her reason was what she said was justified in my opinion. Because I mean, Anila, you
Yeah.
didn't pay on time, and so, like, any thoughts on that? Anything with that before we move down into her little game they play with her? Go ahead.
Now the hairstylist, I remember. I don't know if somebody sent it to me or what. Also posted, that she did not pay him on
On
time. That was like on his social media that he posted. I
Yeah,
think it was the hair doc. I think I don't want
It's
to.
the
I
same
don't
one
know,
from
but
Karen from Potomac.
it's him. Oh, he
okay,
messy. Oh
And
Lord.
her hair looked
okay,
good this season too. At
Exactly.
the reunion, it looked good.
Exactly.
So he could do some hair.
Yeah, he can't.
Um,
He was the one at the wig lunch thing, right? He kept with the wig stuff,
Yep.
right?
yeah,
Yep.
he's an
Oh,
amazing
child.
hairstylist.
okay,
So
Yeah.
big up.
No,
I'm just saying
yeah.
he's an amazing hairstylist. But I will say that another thing that I just, I don't think Anila's racist. If I think you're racist, I'm going to say I think you're a racist. I don't think that she's racist, but the things that she does, they're triggering because now you have a history and a pattern of not paying black people on time and trying to negotiate their rates, but you didn't want nobody negotiating the $400 about your pictures, and you wanted your money on time for Lisa Nicole, and you went through any means necessary to get it. So again, there's this
yeah.
pattern that she's exhibited that I mean, I don't know. It's starting to. What did you say? It's starting to look that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know what I'm talking about, Cortez. You know that it's starting to look that way.
But see, that's a good point though. At least to
I
see
don't
how
like her.
she treated the situation with the hairstylist and paying him, and she's like, "Oh, I'll pay him pretty much like when I get ready." But then Lisa Nicole, she went and charged stuff to the girl room and shit like that. So that was a good point. I didn't think about that. But
I'm not
And I
excusing what her
think
behavior. Go ahead, Sammy.
when on the show when they were filming, when Toya initially brought it up, I don't think she had paid him in that moment. But I think she paid him probably before the reunion because she knew it would be brought up because she kept
How
bringing up the
much was
receipts
this
from
damn
Toya.
hair? I mean, how much?
The
Well, that was
makeup,
a
God
makeup
damn.
I don't
artist,
know.
I mean,
so
But
she
what
had to
was
you
pay
know
it?
the
what I
makeup
didn't
artist
like?
and a hairstylist.
But how much did
yeah, but
yeah?
she said,
Do
I
you think
remember she
she
said it
owed?
was expensive. She did say that. I remember her saying that to Toya,
But
like,
her
"Oh,
excuse
it's
was
expensive. They want their
well,
money."
we're building a house. It's like that doesn't negate the fact that
No.
this man has still done a job for you. You have
Her
to pay
husband
this man.
makes good money. She got some
Yeah,
coming in.
a
I mean,
whole
I don't
doctor.
understand why was it so difficult to pay these people their money back. And you took this service.
And if
And you
that's
know
the
what? And I get
excuse,
it. I think what I feel like, honestly, she's on this reality TV platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these people, they work around the same people. They have people that work on these reality TV stars, the same damn hairstylists, makeup artists, or whatever. I feel like she probably thought, like, oh, okay, like, I'm big shot shit on this show. They ain't gonna be tripping about that. Girl, if anything, you need to be paying more and on time because you are in that public eye. The girls are gonna find a way to make it a storyline, but you're not paying no money. And that's just crazy. I
And
think she. Go ahead.
Toya had already proved that she didn't pay on time. So when she what really did it for me when I was like just throwing the towel at Neela, she started trying to deflect. Well, Toya, you ain't gave him a raise in 8 years. That's not even
Yeah,
here nor
that's
there at this
irrelevant.
point.
That's
It's about
irrelevant.
you not paying this man on time. Toya's paying him whether she's
and
giving him a raise or not. She's paying him on time. So when she
and I
started
think
throwing that out there, it was like, okay, yeah, you didn't pay on time.
Yeah.
That's you
what
paid
also
now, but
rubs
you
me
didn't
the
pay what you're
wrong way.
supposed to.
What also
Yeah,
rubs
I
me the
didn't
wrong
like
way
that.
about her. I hate that I'm speaking about her so much. Oh. What rubs me the wrong way also about her is it's been proven, it is fact. At this point, it's science. Your bills on time, and that's okay, honey. If you need to put it on a payment plan or whatever, you do what you need to do. But the fact that you double down on it when the people bring the proof, now you trying to say black people are liars? I don't like her. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I didn't like
I don't
that. When
like her.
she
So they
I don't
actually
like her.
end up
Mm.
hugging towards the end, and you see it, you see Anila kind of get emotional, whatever. What I found kind of funny in this segment before we move past Anila was the little game, the hashtag game. They asked her, and they was like
Yeah,
hashtag each girl, and
and
who
she
she
did say
said?
hashtag
Did
U-Haul,
she say was
U-Haul
Toya U-Haul
collection.
collection?
U-Haul, the U-Haul collection. Yeah,
I
she
said,
did.
ooh. And then she said, with Simone too, was she like no new friends collection? I was trying to figure out like what she mean by that,
That
because I
was
feel like
shade.
it was shade.
I
I
thought
feel like she
Shay
feels like
projecting
Simone.
heavily, right?
She said that
I
to
feel like
Simone.
I think it was somewhere in between that.
I mean,
yeah,
I thought it was shade from like Jackie becoming friends with Heavenly, which kind of fucked up her and Jackie's friendship. So she's
Well,
like Simone
she's
is like
smarter than I ever
hashtag
gave her
number
credit
two.
for. I didn't think
I
that's what she
don't, I
knew,
didn't think
Antonio.
that. I thought that maybe she was throwing jabs at not, I guess Simone not letting her in like the other girls.
Not
Because
letting her in.
Absolutely,
if you notice,
absolutely.
she's not as
Oh, okay.
close. She's like the least close with her than she is, in her and Toya than she is with anybody else. So that's what I thought.
Mm.
But if it is that, then you know what? That's some clever shade. I will say
That's
I
what I
didn't
was saying.
get
I
that.
would have never thought that she was that smart. So
Yeah,
I think that's where it came from because if you think
I
about
don't
it,
see
though,
her being that
she had a
clever.
couple of
So
moments with Simone, like with her, Simone and Jackie were all walking and talking in the park wherever they were. So I think
yeah,
it definitely was more so with her saying she don't want Heavenly and
yeah.
Jackie being close.
Okay.
oh. Hmm.
Well,
I really
outside of
thought it was Simone as well,
oh, go ahead.
because I'm sorry, but I was gonna say Simone has also shown a pattern. Basically, like if you're a new girl in this group and you come with somebody she fucks with, oh, you come with somebody she messes with, she is not going to bang with you. Like, remember at Out of the Blue at the reunion a couple of years ago, she was like, Contessa, you're boring and da 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 da. And you're the fakest one here, da da da, because Contessa was really getting into it with her homegirl Toya. So if you get into it with somebody she rocking with for real, it's a dundada. She has no use to
I
you.
mm.
disagree because she didn't have that same energy for Jackie when it came to Buffy. I think she
But
just
Jackie's not a new girl. Contessa was
well,
still
Jackie,
new.
but that's her girl for 20 something years. You would think she gonna jump on her side before anything.
But they weren't as her and Jackie during that time though. That's when their friendship started to kind of crumble a little bit though, right?
I get what you're saying about Buffy being the new girl, but remember, Simone introduced Buffy into the group. So Buffy was new to them, but she
Mm,
was not new to Simone.
Okay.
that makes sense. That
You get what
makes
I'm saying?
sense.
So she
We
knows
go.
them. So I think that she probably felt in the middle. I know we're going to get into that later. So
Yeah, because I said we actually gonna talk about that too, because that's actually a good point. Towards the end of it, but in the same part when they talked about Toya versus damn near everybody, and Toya and Heavenly had their little moment, and Toya had a moment with Quad, and so Toya basically was saying that she was going through a lot. That's basically how
Okay.
she summed it up. That she was going through a lot, and that she, you know, honestly, I wasn't convinced. We all was going through a damn lot. She was happy to me playing tennis. So I mean, other than Eugene being away, extending more hours. I mean, what was she going through? She was helping the kids with homework, with math. I don't know. Do y'all feel like her saying that? Like I feel like they kind of just let her slide through with that. That was a big part of the
Hmm.
storyline of the season, and they didn't really dig into it. I don't know how they could have dug into it without jumping on her, but I feel like we needed some answers, and we didn't really get no answers
Yeah.
because she was definitely having moments with everybody. But go
So
ahead.
when she initially said it, because I remember we talked about it in the group chat. I thought she was just looking for some type of out to get away with her ignorant ass behavior throughout the season. But
Yeah,
watching last night's episode, listening to Eugene speak about what he was going through at work and how he was coming home and stressed and out of it, I think that played a part on her, and she just was not as vocal about it. Because listening to
yeah,
him talk, it was like, okay, I can see how she probably, she got to deal with the kids. Eugene can't be around the way he wants to be, and when he is there, he's hesitant to be around or in their faces because he may be, positive with COVID. So maybe she was stressed out more than she let on during filming. Because the way she just started crying and stuff at the reunion, it's like, well, girl, what was really going on to make you this stressed out? But listening to Eugene talk, it was like, okay, well, maybe it was more to it. She just didn't put it out there to everybody.
mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that would
um,
make sense to me.
she's a better person than I ever will be, because I don't care. One thing about that other side of the couch is they hold those other girls to standards they do not adhere to themselves. All of them do the same things they accuse Toya of doing, especially Quad, and most definitely Heavenly, excuse me. Heavenly has even been busted throughout the reunion on multiple occasions,
Yeah,
doing the same thing that she accused Toya of doing, and everybody's just like,
yeah,
but
that's
it was
true.
everybody against Toya, and that's why Toya is better than I ever will be. I don't care if I am going through something. At the end of the day, y'all not gonna have me in a group with y'all, and I say something, everybody want to beat my ass, but don't nobody want to be heavily ass when she's saying it at all times. When Quad's doing it, don't nobody want to be Quad ass. Oh, because y'all hanging with Jackie, and that's what that really is. I don't have no use for the other side of the couch. And I honestly think that that is one of the things that is ruining this show.
You did
That's
say
my
that.
favorite side of the couch.
I understand, Sammy, and I like. Listen, I like them, but I am willing to see the flaws in that. Like
Yeah, I agree.
Toya, okay, Toya. Listen, I'm not saying that Toya is not a problem because she is a problem, but she's not the problem. Like they try to make her out to be. Y'all do the same things, and for me, if I'm going through the things that Toya was going through, then I got to go ahead and see Heavenly talking about me on live. We not even getting paid. She talking about me off camera, on camera, around me, in my face, to everybody she get to. I am going to spaz out, and it's going to
But see,
manifest in
you know
certain
what I think
ways.
for me when it comes to Toya, my thing is she can do it, but when it's done to her, all of a sudden she's confused about where it came from. Because yes, Heavenly does it in quad. They all do it. You're right, but for me, for some reason, with Toya, it seems like she just lashes out for absolutely no reason in any given moment. Like when she tried to snap on Jackie at the table, it's like, what the hell Jackie did to you, girl? You just upset for what reason? So for
Because
me,
Jackie
when
thinks she God.
Oh
I
Lord.
think they look at Jackie that way. I think they
Right.
look at Jackie that way. I don't think Jackie give all that. They put Jackie on that pedestal, so she rides on it. That's their fault,
Okay.
in my opinion.
No,
It really is their
I
fault.
agree completely with Heavenly situation, saying like she does do the same thing. When she had that little moment when she was like, "Don't raise your voice at me, sit up straight when you talking to me, bitch." I was just
Yeah.
like, and then I was like, "Now Heavenly," because that's when you be like, "Bitch, come, let's meet in the middle of the stage so we can do something." Because that's like, I mean, I get the
Who are you
moment,
Yeah.
talking
but it's just
to?
like you can tell in that moment how Heavenly views Toya. You can tell how she views her.
Yeah.
She looks at her like the scum of her fucking shit. No matter what
Yeah.
she acts like, because there was definitely like disrespect on disrespect on
Yeah.
disrespect. Like, whoa,
She put her
what you mean
finger
sit
up
up?
and everything. It was like,
It
ooh.
Treated like
was.
a
She was.
child. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that,
So
and
is
I
that
like
why she's
Heavenly.
always talking about her on and off camera? Is that the reason? We need a reason. I want
Because
a reason.
Mariah
Jackie
would
said,
have
"What is
cussed
the
her
reason
ass
why?"
out.
Huh?
Huh?
I said, because had she said that to Mariah, Mariah would have cussed her
It
ass
wouldn't have got
out.
that far. It wouldn't
Had
have got
she
that
said that
far.
to anybody else, she would have got it. Toya let her slide. Like
Toya was just
Simone, Jackie
like,
probably would have snapped on her.
she was confused at dance. Like, what this bitch is she talking
You said
to?
Toy was like,
Yeah, she was confused. I was like,
but
I don't
this
know.
that is
It was cringy to me.
okay. So that is a moment where you will look for Jackie to step in and say, "Heavenly, you're doing team too much." Because if it was Toya doing it, Jackie would say,
They would
"Well,
have said
now,
they would
now
have
you're
got to
trying
it.
to
You are
deflect.
right.
Now you're
You're
doing
right.
this," and that is the
Yeah,
issue I have with that side of the couch.
You're right. Because
yeah.
they would have definitely told Toya, girl, what the hell? But
Yeah.
maybe they scared of Heavenly.
Anything
I
on
don't think they're scared of
Quad?
Heavenly. I think they're scared of Jackie.
You just get a
Hmm.
Jackie.
Hell yeah! If you're Jackie, on where Buffy at?
On YouTube right now with us.
Talking about them.
Exactly. Where Mariah at? It took like 2 years to get it done, but she gone.
You maybe
I think
I
Mariah
don't.
did that to herself.
Yeah, I do think
I don't
that
think
to
right.
some again.
Oh, well, we gonna get into that, go
I think it was a
child.
We
little bit
ain't.
of a Mariah.
That was that
Looks like
happened
a bit
over
off.
time. That happened over time with Mariah, and I
Everybody
do
had a
think
hand in that because she
I
did,
do
but all
think
of them had a hand in that.
they did. They all had it. I mean, they all kind of wanted her out, and ain't just Jackie. I'm just saying. I don't know. So we, anything to add about Quad? Quad. Unlike most friends, this heifer was here the whole damn show. Obviously, we're talking about part one, but her biggest storyline this season was Quad, her versus Toya. And I don't remember the resolution they got from this because I watched it a few weeks ago, but I don't think they really got anywhere
What
other than
they didn't. Toya apologized and said, "Hey, I'm proud of you." I want to say they hugged and stuff like that. So I thought it was good, and I don't remember even Toya throwing any additional shade at Quad beyond that moment, except for the point where they were doing the voting thing, and she was like, well, "If you practice, maybe you still have your job or something like that." But clearly, Quad held on to it and wanted to, bring it up again.
she
And
did bring it up again because
congratulations,
Quad got
congrats
to
to
move
Quad
on,
and her
child.
$2.2 million house and all of that. And yeah, that's probably all we got to say about that.
Sometimes people like Quad. Sometimes people be wanting this praise and this that they that they for doing things like Contessa said years ago. Why we praising people for being grown? I mean, I'm just
For
saying.
being grown.
At some point, yeah, she did throw some shade at you, but now it's like, all right, Quad, we get it. At this point, girl, you got your house, you got a house, that's fine. Ain't no more praise, honey. You supposed to have a damn house, hopefully, at this age. I'm just saying. Or some of your own. But
Something.
anyway, moving on.
Oh, please move on, quiet, because I'm gonna eat her ass up. You might want to move on. You might want to move on.
Please move on. So, ending out part one basically was just Contessa and Scott, and this is gonna be pretty much, it ain't gonna be no long conversation because I don't want to talk about this all day. This Contessa and Scott, I think Dr. Kieran summed it up completely correct when he said, I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm confused. All of this. I will say, although I have been giving Contessa the benefit of the doubt, I have still been confused from the beginning. And I don't know how they allowed so many other storylines, things like that happen in this season to be overshadowed by this marriage situation. Let's just speak on that action. So Lisa Nicole is not there. Lisa Nicole had a very big part. Her involvement this season, although having less camera time, was way more impactful than Quad. I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Between the situation between her and Simone, then her and Anila, and then her and who else? Heavenly. I mean, I don't understand. Like, why do y'all think Lisa Nicole?
Yeah, her and Toya on social media. Her and Toya.
Why do y'all think she's not there? Does anybody know? This is ridiculous.
I have an idea.
What you think,
Shay? You can't speak on it.
So someone made a comparison between Quad and Marlo and how Marlo gets trotted out for a little 15 minutes and they go ahead and send Marlo back. And my thing is, what I've always noticed about Marlo and her involvement as a friend is she down for whatever. Okay, you want me to come out here in 15 minutes? I'm going to get the people to 15 minutes. Like, I don't think that she rocks the boat. I think that Quad has called, has lobbied, has rallied, has begged, has done this, has done that, is doing this, is doing that, all to be full time. She had a baby. Where's the baby? We don't know where the baby at. Now, her and Heavily making up fake fights on the show, and it's just so transparent to get her effort to be in full time. Now, her and Toya have actually had a conversation about the homework. Toya privately apologized, which is why Quad said that she extended the invitation to Toya to come to her home. And then you get there, you start to fight with her like none of that ever happened. Then the whole reunion, you're sitting up there arguing and doing all of this like these things have not happened. And then the last 5 minutes of the reunion, you want to strike up an argument again so you can be the last thing on the people's minds so they can bring you back full time. I think that is what the issue is. I think that if somebody says, Carrie show up to whatever little 5 minute scene she show up to, she give her content and she go home. Lisa Nicole shows up to what she shows up to, she gives her content and she goes home. I don't think that they rock the boat. I think that if you was to tell Quad that she couldn't have come to this reunion, all hell would have broke loose. So I think in order to pacify her,
so less of Quad and more on Lisa. Like, why do you? I mean, I just find it so weird. She was not. She didn't give her not 1 second.
She wasn't even there at all.
I don't think she cared. I don't think she cares.
You don't think so?
I think Quad cares.
I definitely think she cares.
I think she cares,
but not to that degree.
When I say she,
I don't think she cares to that degree.
To me, I think she put in more effort to try to get her role back.
I agree.
Hosting the parties and
the
like she had the COVID testing situation. Y'all did not bring her in and talk about nothing.
The situation alone, like, they took away so much from the reunion by removing her from it. Because the situation that happened at the end with Anila and Lisa, that should have been a conversation. They did not even mention. And the situation between so the Lisa and Heavenly, sure, no, but Lisa and Simone could have been addressed, and Lisa and Anila could have been addressed because especially Lisa and
Lisa
Anila,
that damn COVID shit, that COVID test
y'all
shit.
Don't stop the show. Keep going. Don't stop the show. Do not stop the show. Keep going. Don't stop the show. Okay. Keep talking.
Don't stop the show. But yes,
but I felt like those. I wholeheartedly it is. I wholeheartedly agree, Cortez. Lisa Nicole she definitely should have been there. I don't know. Do you think it was one of those situations? You think it was one of those situations where it was like, hey, we don't want her here, like from some of the other cast members?
I feel like the cast members did not want her there, and it's unfortunate.
Heavenly didn't want her there. Somebody.
I feel like they messed up the reunion. I do.
I mean, when they were talking about going out,
they were never really invited. They were always brought by somebody. She did have that event, but it's like they knew, but it's just like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
It was clear
But if
with
you think
Toya
about it,
and the
when
girl.
Heavenly was talking about the DC, the COVID stuff, she said, and I don't want to, I know we don't want to put no light on Carrie, but I was glad that she was there. It's like that they were told not to address them, not to address anything that
Yeah.
happened with them, because she apologized for bringing
Hmm.
Carrie up in a way. So it was like, what's going on? Why aren't these girls here? At,
Yeah.
at least
Uh,
Lisa. At least Lisa.
Yeah.
At least Lisa, at least I agree with that because she
Lisa.
I
had
would have
some
wanted
big
Carrie to be
parts.
there.
Why you got
Man,
that
I wanted
book?
Carrie to be there.
Yeah,
I
Chase is
wanted to,
Carrie.
well, first, I want to say that I wanted Carrie to be there because Carrie has given some good shade this
Why you
season.
got that
And I knew
book?
that she would have been. So this book is to a show that I am not a quad hater, and I want to apologize to Quad for my statements that I just said because at the end of the day, she is not production, and any one of us can lobby and do whatever we want to do to get our job, and that's what you're supposed to do if you want a job. Do whatever you want to do to get your need to do to get your job. I honestly blame production. Production this season has been a shit show. They have ruined my favorite reality TV series. There was no continuity during the reunion. You gave up everything and put the house. You put the house on Contessa and Scott. The difference between Contessa and Scott, and say for instance, there's a Cecil and Simone, is people are invested in Cecil and Simone because people like Cecil and Simone. And the point, and even though we did not know everything, and some of the things kind of were a little confusing. It's not just an outright lie after another outright lie after another outright lie after all this stuff that we're seeing. None of it makes sense. So, Quad, I apologize to you. The crab cakes a little salty, sis. But you do your thing. You know, you do what you need to do to keep your job. I understand that because I will do what I have to do to
That
keep my
book, I
job.
ain't gonna
So
lie to you.
that's not my fault.
That book is given. I'm not homophobic. I got gay friends. Cause you
No, I
got that
bought it
book.
because I bought it because have you ever seen her Instagram? That lady can cook, or the
No,
food
I
at
know
least
that.
looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I
It
believe
looks
it.
appealing. So I bought the book. You know, I'm not the biggest Quad fan. I love, but I do like Quad. I want her to be
Yeah.
like just not so much of a Barbara Walters-y for your Emmy consideration-y kind of girl and say what she got to say and keep it moving.
Yeah,
Let's talk about Jackie and Simone, their relationship, because I found it kind of interesting that Quad went while we talk about Quad, she went in on this moment,
yeah.
and it was almost like you said, like I know, I feel it, I know that Quad wants to be back full time. You ain't got to tell me that. I've been convinced. Just how she has, even when she's speaking at the reunion, like when Simone was like, "Are you asking the questions?" You can tell she's trying to make sure that she is still in the front.
Backbenchers.
You know what I'm saying?
That
And
she
they
showed
allowed
her
it.
Look at Miss
relevancy.
Quad though.
They left her
You Miss
out there the
Quad, we
whole
never gonna
time.
forget Miss Quad. No
That's true.
shade.
She doesn't
Like
have to
you and
do
Miss
as
Quad, you
much.
don't have to do all that.
But as far
Go
as
ahead,
Jack and
Contessa.
Simone relationship, do you think that there's more to their situation? Do you think that they talking and like is Quad onto something and saying that they did what they need to do for the show, and while versus Simone saying that they are okay, they've spoken. Sammy, what you think?
For her to say that, and then I think Simone said, "Well, how would you know what we're doing?" And she said, "Because I talked to Jackie. I know."
Hmm.
So for neither one of them to debunk it, it's like she nobody
Well, you
said,
know,
"Well, that's not true." Or they
yeah,
let it ride, unless production cut it out, which I don't believe they did. I think Quad
yeah.
is on to something,
That's
and she
crazy,
knows
Sammy.
it.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
She knows nobody stopped her anything, and then they just moved on.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, Chase then be saying that Jackie be doing some stuff behind the scenes, so I'm not surprised that I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like Quad is Quad, but I
Chase be
definitely
saying.
felt like so. This is what I felt. I felt coming to this reunion that they would get to the reunion and they would not be okay. I didn't expect them to come here and be like, "Oh, we're fine. We talking.
Okay.
It's better." I expected them to
We
be
studied
like,
together.
we
Yeah.
they had an issue. They fixed it on the show. It was a reunion. Something has happened. They saw something. They came back. That's usually how this goes. So I don't know. I don't think Simone would fake something like that. But at the same time, I think maybe Jackie's holding on to a little bit more than Simone is, and I think that may be what Quad may be pulling from. And I
and
think
it maybe
Jackie.
not so much that Simone is faking it, but she put it out there like, we good, we doing better. And Quad was more so saying, y'all are okay, but what you're putting out there, that's not the
Yeah,
case right now.
she
Y'all
was
aren't.
strong
Yeah,
about
She's
it.
so
wonderful.
that's
Yeah.
what it is. Maybe
Go
I'm
ahead,
thinking
honey.
now, since Sammy mentioned that, maybe it was a situation where Simone in her mind is thinking, okay, well, shit, we text 3 times in the last 2 weeks. We doing good.
Mm-hmm.
We okay. And then when Jackie is talking to Quad, she's like, yeah, girl, me and Simone, we don't really talk. We ain't texting, blah, blah, blah. And
I ain't
that's
talked to
because
her in 2 weeks. Yeah.
right. I ain't talked to her in 2 weeks. Quad had to pull that from somewhere. She didn't just pull it out her ass, so she had to get that from Jackie. But I didn't even
She
think
got
about
her
what you're
cooked
saying
good.
about. But it had to, but she had to get it from somewhere, and no one came back and was like, "Oh yeah, Jackie never said Quad, you wrong. I do. We do be talking. We are good." I want to say Jackie made some statement like they in a better
Simone
place.
defended it. Jackie didn't say much.
Jackie didn't say shit.
Simone was just like, why would I fake this? It seemed like from her side, but maybe that, like I said, maybe it's more to the story, and that Jackie has
Yeah,
said something and gave Quad a
And
bug or something because they do hang
And
out.
see,
yeah,
for
also think,
me,
yeah.
that's more
They do
so
hang
Quad
out.
looking for her spot because I don't think any other time, I don't think she would have put them out there like that. Quad was out there campaigning to get her position back because I don't think she
and
would
Oh,
have put
she
that
was
and
business.
definitely
You know,
and
campaign.
let me tell you the issue
yeah,
I also
she.
have with Quadria Walters. You ain't Barbara Walters, bitch. Like, okay, let me get you together, Miss Girl. You want so much transparency between Jackie and Simone, but allegedly you fell out with Mariah initially because she said that she made you relevant.
I still know why the hell them girls
So
fell
you
out.
so
That was
you
a
wait,
weird
I'm just
fallout
saying
too. I didn't understand that
so
one really
but you
either.
are the girl that is trying to and and you can't do that with your own best friend. Girl, mind your business, number one. Number two,
That's
if I
true.
was
Mind your business.
Simone, if it was me and I was sitting at the reunion and one of y'all had butted in on something serious like that between my friends, are you talking to her about it? Okay, we are good. We're not, we are, whatever it is what it is. And me and you ain't rocking like that no more because what you going to her for? And you supposed to be coming to
Yeah,
me. You coming to me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, so breaking news of WikiLeaks over here is just like breaking everything. Like I just could not. I that's what I'm. You miss quiet, girl. You don't have to do all that.
She
Yeah.
don't.
She was doing it.
She's an original, but she was definitely campaigning from
That's true.
start to finish.
Like she
Um.
has she forgotten her value?
So we're
I
gonna.
think she.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It ain't even important, child. I'm
I was gonna
done.
go ahead and knock Scott and Contessa out the way so we can close
Let's
out.
go and
So,
do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna give. I mean, basically, how what I see, it was a lot. Basically, first of all, Contessa did not announce that she was separating, filed for separation. Quad announced that she
That
was
was
filed for
Oh
stupid.
separation,
my god!
and
I'm just
That was
Scott,
saying.
stupid.
Curious George slash Franklin came out, and he was basically like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what's going on here? Like, what you mean? Like, I didn't know this." So
Oh my god!
I like how the husbands were trying to support him, but they didn't know how
They
because
were
they was
trying. They
just
really
confused.
was. But
Read.
But I want to guess. I guess everybody give their individual thoughts on the situation, and then because I don't honestly like Dr. Kieran is me. I am he, and
yeah,
he is I. I'm confused. I feel like honestly now I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say it raw. I feel like there was a storyline that they had come up with, and somewhere along the way they got confused and lost on, and it started getting confused. It don't look good. One minute he got a therapist, one minute he don't. Then it's about people on the phone. One minute he got the series saying that he got two girlfriends. Then one minute it's saying it's Contessa. So at this moment, I am no longer invested in this whole thing. Go ahead and Chase, you going last. So go ahead, Antonio. You gonna close
um,
us out, Chase.
yeah. If it, yeah, it's so many different stories. I'm still as confused now as I was the whole season. Um, I do think that there are some issues there. I don't think that they did it for a storyline, but I think from what I can see, it seems like to me Scott is a big ass liar, and he's still not being honest
Your
about some things.
husband
That's
is
what
a
I
big
think.
ass bitch. I'm sorry.
And then it was just and I also found it odd when she's like when they asked her a question and she's like, oh well, any of these ladies can answer. Bitch,
I don't
they
like
not talking
that.
about their marriage. That is your marriage. You
I don't like
answer these
that.
motherfucking questions. That is stupid as hell to me. And Quad, yes, I can answer. I can say that. No, Quad, you shut up.
It
Like for real, and I like Quad and I
too
like
much.
Contessa, but they have worked my fucking nerves. So
They did.
if Tessa and Scott come to fuck back next season, they either gonna need to be
Oh,
divorced or they need to be in a perfect marriage. I can't
please
deal
don't
with
bring
no
them
more
back.
Scott and Tessa
Oh my
bullshit if
god.
they come back. And
Oh my
I
god.
and Dr. Kieran can come back, leave Anila ass over there in that $3 million house, and let
Please
him
don't
go
leave
stay.
her, cause she ain't gonna be able to pay for it. She can't even pay for her hair and makeup. How's she gonna pay the rent? or whatever.
She
That
better get the
mortgage.
fucking posting them ugly ass clothes on the
Oh,
Instagram then.
Sammy.
Read. What you got, Sammy? Come on.
Okay,
Ooh.
so I'm gonna try to keep it short because I have a lot of thoughts on this. I do think that
Mhm.
they are having marital issues. Scott is full of shit. Contessa knows he's full of shit, and for that, now she is full of shit to me. It's one thing to protect your spouse and your union and the kids, but y'all on TV and what she's doing to me, and it's not because Quad's my favorite, but it has the people going at Quad now. You are putting your onto the girls for them to give it to us, so you don't have to get back home and deal with the wrath of Scott. And if you know you're having these issues, speak on. This is your marriage. For her to have Quad do it, it was just like, well, what the hell was that about? But stopping there, what I will say is because all the men were somewhat they were mad at Quad for speaking on it. In my opinion, Scott, most of all, he Quad should be the one he would want to listen to. She's the one who's been there. She's the one who said, you know what, I can't do it no more. I'm gonna go ahead and get divorced. So if you want to stop Contessa from getting to that point, you probably should be listening to what the hell Quad got to say to know how to maneuver with your wife, especially since it's clear that Quad's opinion is valued by Contessa. So if Quad getting that girl head and tell her, you know what, stop trying, go ahead and check out, then what? But going back to Contessa being full of shit, the whole when they were in the back in the room and she was doing the breaking down, the kids and I'm trying and it's not my fault, girl. Nobody stood up with you. They're just telling you that the way you're moving about it, you're not benefiting yourself. You
Yeah.
want this man to do this, but then you tell him to do this, and then you're okay with him not doing it.
Let
Like
me
they asked her, what
let
she
me say
said,
something real quick,
shut up.
real quick. When you go ahead. I want to say before I go to you, Chase. After you, go ahead.
She
Come on.
said they had a timeline, and then they asked her, has anything changed with the timeline? Well, no.
Yeah. I want to say this. I feel like the women, she wants their support, but she ain't listening to them either. Because if
And that's why they're
Simone
frustrated.
Simone was key. She said I filed for fucking divorce on his ass, and she basically said I did what I needed to do to get this man. I mean, it's whatever the case may be. I did something. And the issue is that Contessa is not doing anything. She's sitting up there crying. She acts talking to Quad, who's already divorced and got a and stuff like that. Like at this point, you know, the only person speaking is Quad. Everybody else quiet and crying. Ain't nobody else. I mean, they trying to give her the details. So when she lashed out in the back, I got very irritated because I'm just like, girl,
Yeah.
like you want their support, but then you want to be like, well, I just want to tell y'all nothing. See, that's when I would have got pissed off. I would have had to do her like she did. Who she did? What's that girl name? Buffy last season,
Buffy.
and grab her by the
Yeah.
head and just be like, girl, shut the fuck, because that would have pissed me off.
She wasn't listening in.
She wasn't listening. But go ahead, Chase. Go ahead. Oh God. Well, I guess they're gonna lean out.
No, I'm not. I was gonna say this.
Go
I
ahead.
was right the whole. I was right the whole season. The 4 or 5 times y'all saw me, I never changed from my script. I was right the whole
Oh
time.
my
It makes
goodness.
absolutely no sense. You know what I think that they have actually done? I think that there was some marital issues there. Yeah, And didn't you admit I was right earlier?
No. I
Okay.
mean, I never said you was wrong. I feel like on a reality TV show, I try to stray away from saying what's a storyline and what's not until we get to the full end of it. You know what I'm saying? While it's going on, I don't want to. You know, it's reality TV, and we know that it's like stage reality TV regardless. So I try to stray away from that. So that was what I was saying. Not that it was wrong. I always felt like I was confused, but now looking at it now, and there's no resolution, I will definitely say you were definitely right.
Chase was
And
on to
and
something.
here,
Chase was on to
Chase, you
something.
know what? Chase, no Contessa or some child.
I don't know her. I've
You
never
know,
met her.
he probably still talking
Never
to
met her.
Mariah. That's probably what's going on. But
I've never
anyway,
met Contessa,
you
but what I
cheated.
will say, I never met Contessa. You will not sit on this platform and lie about and
I'm gonna sit in
I
my
will say.
chariot and I'm gonna say you
And
met
Like, well,
Contessa.
so tomatoes with you, sweetheart. But what I will say is that I do believe that there was some sort of a marital issue between them because what marriage does not have issues? I do believe that there
Mhm.
was some sort of marital issue. What I
Yeah.
think is that production point blank in the period told them that you're going to be the focal point of this season and y'all need to bring it. And they tried to beef it up and they just absolutely spiraled out of control because now at the end of the season, what it looks like is your man beating on you. You don't have any accountability. He don't have any accountability. You so worried about them children. You worried about the children. You know what a real mother would do if they were worried about. I won't. Let me take that back. But you know what I would do if I was worried about my children? I'd get
Make
off
them
the
a leave.
show. It ain't like y'all need the money. You can't
That's
be too
true.
worried about them children because y'all acting a plum fool on television for what has to be pennies on the dollar, considering what your earning potential properly is as two doctors in the household. So why do you guys feel like you need this public platform, and then the platform that you get is to make yourself look like fucking fools, embarrassing black marriages, worried about your
Black.
children? I don't like that. Don't bring
Come
them
on now,
back.
take us to
Don't
church.
bring Anila back. Bring them back. Don't bring Anila back, and don't bring production back. Please get the
Sitting up
show to
there
Carlos
acting a
King.
fool for
Please. And
$2.50.
56, you
Right.
want to act a black fool with a mother of a black child?
That's definitely what it
Man,
gave. You
that
gonna, you gonna,
show
what you say?
really
You gonna have to do it
is make
without me.
you're gonna have to do next season without me. They have ruined this show. Whether it's real or
Yeah.
it's fake, it's ruined. We
Okay,
didn't
Yeah.
get
so
Lisa Nicole hold on, wait. We didn't get Lisa Nicole or Carrie. And this is what we got.
yeah, I agree. If you're
They
watching
definitely gave that
production,
too much
y'all
time.
dropped the
Too
ball.
much.
Y'all should have brought Kira and Lisa out. At least Lisa, that was some more. That was content that we deserved. Y'all gave us the 3-part reunion, 2 parts that was all about this marriage that nobody has no idea about. It had to have been the longest day in the world to be in that reunion and talk about that. I
Yeah.
mean, it just had to be draining. And then now you see Contessa and them all on Instagram and yada 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 yada. It's just like don't understand, don't understand.
Reading
I think
So
Contessa
affirmations
can
and
come back as a
Bible
friend.
quotes. And
I'm scared of Scott. He scares me. Jasmine from the panel of Potomac in Atlanta just said an hour ago that he scares her. We're scared. Take my mic off. I don't want to be here no more. I'm scared, like Portia said.
He don't scare
um,
me, and he don't scare Big Kieran either, baby.
Karen said,
I'm with
"No, fuck
Karen.
all that. I got something to fucking say."
Before we go, that was hilarious to me. Karen's like, I'm not finna say nothing. I'm not finna back him into the corner, and then went in. Where the fuck are we
He
going? What
went
just
right off.
happened? Like,
he
He
did.
almost as
He
if
did.
That
He
he
ass
did.
went in.
out. He
Doctor
he
Q.
did.
was
He was.
I
almost
loved
as
it.
if he is one in a many of a long line of diplomats and potentates who watch us down here on the lean, honey, because it's full of watches. And he said everything that we just saying. Touch that dirt.
Yeah, he
um,
did.
before we go out, I do want to ask everybody individually. Just let me know who would be your cast for season 9, if there is a season 9, because them ratings was low. Starting with you,
Yeah.
Chase. Who will be your
Yes, the
dream
ratings were
cast?
low. I wonder why. I would do. This is what I would do. I would do Simone. I would do Simone as main full time main cast members. I
Mm-hmm.
would do Simone. I would do Heavenly. I would do Toya. Um, maybe Quad or Jackie. So one of them is going to have to be a full time. One of them is going to have to be part time. Honestly, you know what? Take Jackie out of the equation. She's going because I feel like if Jackie is out of the equation, the group can be a lot more freer with interacting with one another. I think that she is the reason why they don't interact and are completely honest. I want Mariah back. I think that Perry should be there as an elevated friend. And I think that we can use 2 to 3, two new girls, maybe a nurse, maybe an RN or LPN, and a new
Mhm.
wife or something like that. Just shake it up a little bit. And I think
Yeah.
that the show
Yeah.
will thrive.
Sammy.
I would definitely keep Simone, Toya, Heavenly, and Quad. I would do Jackie as a friend, and then 2 new girls. They
You
need
missed
new
somebody.
girls.
Who?
Yeah, you did.
You,
I'm so
you missed the Queen
sorry.
Bee.
Who did he
You
miss?
did.
I don't
Mariah.
think.
Mariah motherfucking Hub.
Mm, I would bring Contessa back as well. That's who I missed. That's who I missed. What about you,
Well,
Antonio?
Antonio, now who would you bring? Who would you be your cast?
Um, Definitely Simone. Definitely Toya. Definitely Heavenly. Quad. As long shot, I would definitely bring Mariah back. I would want Contessa. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't after this season. I would want Lisa Nicole back in some capacity, maybe Jackie back in some capacity as well, but not full time. But I would want one new full time person,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I would
But I
just
would definitely bring Mariah Huck back.
I would keep the cast the way it is, but I would take out Anila. And oh, sorry, I would take out Anila and take out Contessa. I am tired of Contessa actually. She, it was she had some moments, but now I think she's kind of reached the point to where I no
Ran
longer
the
desire
course.
to. Yeah, I
She
don't think
jumped the
she.
shark.
Yeah, it is not even the marriage thing. It's just like now she's not giving me anything. Even her little explosive moments, they kind of like we've seen it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really want Mariah back because I feel like where is she gonna go? Like what is she gonna do? Who's she gonna beef with that she ain't already beef with?
Everybody.
Her reads, okay, she can read, but it's like she's still because she's the executive producer. That's how she's a Shawnee. Okay, she's basically a Shawnee in my opinion, and that's where I don't really want her back, unless she gonna be able to get in there and play like the rest of the girls. That's my
If
opinion.
they
I,
let
I,
her
I
play.
always thought she's got in and play with the
She
rest of the girls. Even her having an EP title, Mariah did not mind mixing it up with them hoes.
she
I can
mixed it
agree with
up.
that.
She mixed it up, but you could tell she never had to say that she was the boss, but she tried to make it clear that she was a boss. I feel like if she had her way, Heavenly wouldn't be there. I guarantee you
No,
that.
she's never said that. If she had it her way, I honestly believe if she had it her way, the only one who I can honestly see her pushing out the door would be Jackie.
Quad. You
Honestly.
think Jackie?
Oh, definitely Quad. Oh, I don't. And Quad can be back as a friend and maybe a new friend. But other than
Oh
that,
yeah,
like this.
now I think she would push Quad out after the drug allegations. Yes,
Oh yeah, definitely
Mhm.
Oh
cocaine.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that was the
Cocaine.
straw that broke her back. But y'all have to admit, we watched this season, we've absorbed this season. We've
Yeah.
done three parts of a reunion in one. There were a lot of faux pas this season. There were a lot
Yeah.
of things that could have been better.
Yeah.
And I honestly do think that regardless of whatever role she would have played, I think that there is something that is missing. We've seen the show with her. We've seen the show without her. And I honestly believe, not because I'm a stan and all this stuff, I do love her, but there is something that is missing that makes
I
the
agree.
show merit the medicine. It was like here, and I feel like when she's on the show, it just kind of elevates just a little bit more. The girls are a little bit more wittier. They're on their game. They're throwing shade. They're pushing through, and I don't think we got that from everyone this season. And when we got it, it missed the mark with a lot of
We
people.
gon'
Yeah.
you know what? We gonna see. Let's do another season without Mariah, without COVID, and then we gonna see.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
feel like
say,
if they do that, they're
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
say
for
it's COVID.
blood
What
because
you mean?
y'all the ratings were low and y'all ate them up this season. So if they come
I
back
just
next
don't
season without
think
her, they're going for blood.
I don't see
Yeah.
us saying let's remove Jackie and then bring Mariah back. Because I agree with Jackie
Yeah.
being the reason
If
why
you
some
gonna
of these
bring, you
changes.
need to bring them both back. The case, because if they do have that dynamic, it will be good for
It's
TV.
gonna be it's both of them are gonna have some type of say of how
But
the group
don't bring
functions.
back Buffy, please. I didn't like
Don't bring
Buffy.
back Buffy. I
I
didn't like
did
Buffy.
like
Yeah.
I thought
Janine.
Buffy could have came
I
back.
did like
I like
Janine.
Janine too as well,
Okay,
Cortez.
And
I
why
thought
what's
she
Her
the
worked
name
the
stand?
ground a
Janice.
little
Her
bit.
name Janice.
Whatever.
Oh, her.
You gotta
And
stand on that.
We'll take Janine over
my
Anita.
my favorite was what's her name?
White
The
girl Jill.
Gia. Gia, I love Gia, but
Listen,
we know Jill ain't coming back. So we're gonna
bless your
see.
heart.
Hopefully we get a new cast, just like because I think all of the Atlanta shows have been struggling.
Yeah,
Atlanta, I'm sorry, Housewives of Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. They kind of struggling.
yeah.
So Merit to Medicine fell in their path. Potomac is out now, and they have like rose to the occasion with the 2 episodes. So hopefully, I feel like this is a really good franchise. I really hope that next season, since this is a medical show and it was COVID related, maybe it will be better next season. That of course it's not. We're not in such of a deep pandemic as it was last year. That's my thoughts. We'll
And
see.
if y'all
I don't know.
need anybody in Atlanta, holla at your girl. I'm right here.
Yeah,
If
right,
the chat
right,
right, I'll do it.
yeah.
I'll cut a food. I'll cut a food with these apples for free.
So, with that being said, with that being said, I paid you on time. No, with that being said, we're gonna lean out. Thank y'all for watching this
Yes.
review, recap, and discussion all season. We have been here. It's been a great, boring season. I've enjoyed them more than the season. So thank y'all individually for doing this each week because it is not required, and it's definitely not something that should be taken for granted. So, of course, you can find Antonio, Sammy, and myself, Chase, on Instagram at the names below. The Real Mr. Cross, Irving B Music, it's Sammy Sosa, and of course at the Lean Blog, you can also find information as well. Like the video. We'll see y'all around for Real Housewives of Potomac and all the other shows out right now. Beverly
Thank
Hills is
God for
happening.
them.
Huh? Right. Potomac,
To
Beverly
thank
Hills
God
is
for them.
kind of keeping it up. Shout out to Crystal and Sutton, kind of.
They doing the Lord's work over there on
And
Beverly Hills.
other
They are.
shows such as Encore and
Yeah.
Drag Race. So
I'm giving
tune in,
away.
lean in. We're gonna see y'all later. We get out of here. Y'all have a good rest of y'all
Love
Monday
y'all. See
night.
y'all next season. Maybe. I don't
Bye,
know.
guys.
Buy that
Whew, and I
cookbook.
gotta pee. Y'all have a good day.